Hi everyone, it's me Danica and I am back. Not for an energy read, but to kind of just show you the tools that I work with. So the tool that we're going to talk about today is the Impressionist Tarot. This one book, tarot deck actually has a book. It's very, very, very powerful, and it's you know, images, energy, all that good stuff. Let me see here. Palo Santo. Light that up, let that go. Anyway, so I actually bought this at a used bookstore, and it was damaged. Like, all of this was like ripped off. I taped it back up. I kind of did a little rehab with it. But yeah, I taped it all up, the edges, the corners. It was basically falling apart. So it does come with a really, really great quality book of interpretations. Every deck, by the way, is very different. It's the same thing, but it's different in its energies. It's different in its art. And with that, that invites different kind of interpretations. So when I bought this deck, aside from it being all damaged, the casing being damaged and tore up, the cards looked like they weren't even used. So that was amazing. And what you have to be aware of, if you do go out and buy used tarot cards, you have to make sure that it feels right. If you feel like, oh, something doesn't feel right, don't buy it. You know, trust your instinct with that. Because sometimes tarot cards can hold energies that are not that great, you know, especially if the person wasn't a good, I guess, energy worker, like bad or something. But yeah, so I really, really lucked out that all the cards were intact. Everything was good except the casing. So that goes to show, don't judge a book by its cover, right? Speaking of books, it really talks about impressions, the inspiration behind the painting of the illustration. It talks about it. It gives you a little bit of history of the person who painted it. It talks about the interpretation. It gives you insight. It's a lot of information, and I really appreciate that this book was put together in such a really amazing way. So I guess what I can do is like shuffle a card, right? So like, let's say I am, oh, that was too quick. Let's say I am gonna pull the energy for myself, right? And I'm grounded, I'm centered, and you know, I'm shuffling. Whenever I shuffle to what I feel guided to do. So sometimes I'll do different stuff, different methods of shuffling. But yeah, so I'm just waiting for a card to pop out, and that's the way I read. Sometimes cards don't want to pop out, and I have to, you know, pull one from wherever spirit is guiding me to. So just, all spirits are different, and every reader is different in their method. But I've had this deck for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. And with certain people that I do readings for, this energy will call to me to be used. So I really think that's interesting, that it's very selective with the people that it wants to share its energy with. Believe it or not. Ooh, look at that. That's crazy. So what, you want to go with this one? Okay. All right, and I'm gonna put these back here because this one was just a little odd one that popped out. Okay, so this is the illustration of the Four of Wands. This is beautiful. So I see two people on a boat. This guy looks like he's focused on like the destination in a way, but he's not rowing. He's just like kind of looking off in the distance, kind of just enjoying the moment. And this other person right across from him is holding like a picture, holding something of an illustration, because I see a pen in their hand. So this person is either painting or illustrating something on that easel or something. And they are, I don't know, this feels good because the water looks so calm and peaceful and blue. The sky looks cloudy and just very happy as well. It doesn't look ominous at all. Plus you have an orange cover being held by the four rods. So this could mean that they are going on a journey together. They decided, hey, you know what? Let's go out into the water. Let's go have fun, you know? So I just see people enjoying each other's company. I see that this is a happy, go with the flow kind of energy. Now that's just my interpretation of what I'm looking at, right? So let me see if I can put this up so that you can see it. So let's see if you can get a good view of that. There you go. So now if I were to go to the book and look up the Four of Wands, let's see what it would say. No one can be a painter unless he cares for painting above all else. Quoted by Edouard Manet. So let me read that again. No one can be a painter unless he cares for the four paintings above all else. Okay. First impressions. A bearded artist paints in a canopied rowboat while his wife keeps him company. The water is quiet and the oars are at rest. A happy couple is drifting comfortably in place. Rays of colored light glint on the water's surface, and the distance we see rolling fields dotted with green trees, all under an awning of summer clouds. The Four Wands is a marriage card, which usually shows a bride and a groom celebrating their vows underneath a wedding arbor. In this case, a married couple happens to be Claude Monet and his first wife, Camille. The inspiration. Edouard Monet painting in his studio boat, 1874. So this illustration is from 1874, guys. Claude Monet and Edouard Monet, two artists who practically shared a surname, spent the summer of 1874 together in Argenteuil. The visiting Manet admired Monet's floating studio. There in the comfort and shade of its colorful awning, Monet could capture the sunlight dancing on the water. It was an ideal place to practice an open-air painting technique of Impressionism. The craft was something of a luxury, though because Monet was usually strapped for cash, for a time, this wealthy and generous friend, Manet, regularly loaned him enough to get by. The illumination. Venus and Aries. In myth and legend, Venus and Mars were passionate lovers. She was a goddess of desire, and he was a god of passion. She was married to another man, but that didn't matter. Their attraction was undeniable. Whenever Venus passes through Mars' sign, their love affair continues. The Four of Wands illustrates the close connection between the two planets. Venus rules Taurus and Libra, signs of beauty and partnership. interpretation. The Four of Wands is a card of wedded bliss. It can also be herald other family-focused celebrations like bridal showers, bachelor parties, housewarming, and christenings. Reversed, this card hints at cold feet and a fear of commitment, the insight. When it's upright, it can mean stability, harmony, happiness, and union. When it's reversed, instability, shakeup, conflicts, and disruption. So because I drew this energy, I drew this, this is something that, is an example for me. If I were shuffling a card and this card came out, to me, this would tell me I'm very happy with my partner. I'm happy. My emotions are stable. Our emotions, our life, our love life is stable. I'm in a good place. Today's a really good day. There is no conflict. Go with the flow. Everything is good in the hood. So if I were to read this for myself, that's basically the energy of it. If I didn't read the book, if I didn't really understand the book, just by going off what I'm looking at here, that's how I would apply it. So I hope that made sense. But anyway, that would be one way that you could, start getting to know your tarot cards, especially if you buy them and you're not really sure how to use your cards. Do what I'm doing right now. You just shuffle your cards whenever your gut feeling tells you, hey, stop, or if some pop out, get to know your cards. Get to take a look. This is a King of Swords. So this guy is he's a very serious dude. Very, very severe. He's holding his sword here. Let me see if I can show it to you. He's holding his sword right about here. And with that sword, once he makes a decision, it is final. There is no arguing. There is no taking back what he says, what he does. It is final. He uses that sword and there was no if, ands, or buts. That is how severe this energy can be. It's someone that also knows his shit. He's extremely intelligent, is very sure of himself, very, very confident, can see through people's bull, if you know what I mean. And then you have, I want to say these are stars above. Yeah. So there's stars all around him in the night sky. And that can represent, his wishes, the stars can represent wishes, and he knows how to get to that point. He knows what he has to do to get from point A to point B in the most efficient way possible. This guy is not going to look for shortcuts. He's going to do the work that he needs to do very logically. So, yeah, that's basically how I would read that. You know what? Let's pull the book out again for that. Hopefully you guys are, kind of understanding of how different decks work, how different decks can have different meanings. Where are the swords? Where are you? Okay, so here we go. As we advance in life, it becomes more and more difficult, but in fighting the difficulties, the innermost strength of heart is developed. So this is saying that he knows how to pick his battles, basically. And if he's going to go to war with something, if he's going to fight for something, it's going to be something that he loves, something that he deems worthy of it. So just keep that in mind. First impressions. The King of Swords is a red-bearded monarch with a cosmic conscience. He sits on a massive throne that looks far heavier than air, but it floats in a sky filled with stars and spinning galaxies. The universe swirls around him, filling his head with imagery and thought. He's part of a celestial celestial clockwork, and it feeds his keen intellect and a steady stream of ideas. He's been invested with a gold diadem. He's wrapped in a red robe. He wields a machete in his right hand and paintbrush-shaped wand on his left. He also wears a business suit and work boots, which shows that he's not merely a leader, but also a worker. He would never ask his men to undertake any mission he wouldn't carry out himself. Ooh, that's a good one. Inspiration. Van Gogh was a master of brushwork and style. His paintings and his self-portraits shimmer and move with strokes of color. That was by design, and it was a reflection of his own base nature. The uglier, older, meaner, iller, poorer I get, he told his sister, the more I want to take my revenge by doing brilliant color, well-arranged and resplendent. The Illumination, the King of Air. The King of Swords is a heady intellectual, a rarefied combination of the air qualities in his suit, the airy characteristics of the Tarot Kings. He represents the fixed air sign of Aquarius and makes him a forward-thinking, socially conscious monarch. The interpretation. When the King of Swords appears in a tarot reading, you can expect swift decisions, decisive answers, and definitive solutions to your problems. The King of Swords often represents lawyers, doctors, surgeons, and senators. If you need to arrange for any of those services, make a call. If the card is reversed, write your question down first so that you can be absolutely clear about your concerns. The Insight. Upright. It means skill, intelligence, authority, and solutions. Reversed will mean cruelty, perversity, barbarity, and distress. Whoa. So, yeah, like I said, this person knows what he wants, right? So if I were to draw this card for myself, for the energy to represent for me for today, I would say this is a good day for me to make solutions to, if I have a problem, address it quickly. There's no turning back, just make the move. And I like how they depicted this guy with the stars in the background. It can represent wishes, that's like his dreams, his wishes, and like I said, he knows how to get there. He knows what he needs to do to get there. So if I have my ambitions that I want to get to, this would be a good day to work on it. This, like the book said, this guy works for it. He knows what to do, and he's not going to just tell other people, hey, I need you to do this. He's going to go and do it and show what he wants to other people and help and get the help that he would need, but he's going to also put in the work. He's not going to just expect for other people to do for him. So yeah, like that's the kind of energy. Like if I was coming into the day with this card, I feel like I would rule the world. I feel like I could move mountains and have that fire under my butt to get things done. So I'm hoping, if you're still with me, because I know I'm going into 20 minutes already, but I'm hoping that this can also help you when you do buy cards. And don't be afraid to buy used cards. But if you do feel that there's something wrong, do not buy it. If you feel like there's something in your gut that's telling you like back off, then don't do it. Don't purchase anything that you don't feel good about. Aside from that, guys, I hope this was somewhat informational. I love doing this. I love talking about it. So yeah, feel free to message me. Feel free to reach out. I do have my email in the description somewhere. So yeah, just feel free to let me know what's up, guys. Bye.